So then, got a few things I need to be doing today. One of which, I've just spotted a little kajaku in there. That looks like he's got clamped up on bottom. And then being the only one mirror carp in there and one koi in there. Could be a cold thing, because most of these guys are hunkered down again. Chuffing freezing. Almost pushing into summer, and we're absolutely freezing cold. Made a couple of changes and a few alterations around the pond, and now I've got one more that I would like to make, and another thing that I need to do. And if we can get a chance today, I'm going to go see if I can pick up one replacement and then get that one sorted out. I'll explain all a little bit more in future. Let's get this shed opened up. Excuse me. Hurt me hip again. Pull the muscle, or I'm getting old. Probably both. So, right, let's get everything switched off and then we'll have a natter. First one, and this is peeing me off, because it only took once last time and it's only taken once again. One slight mistake. So, on my VeriFlow controls here, I've got this button that I can press, which pauses the pump, and then normally I shut off this valve. This valve then stops the water from coming back out the pipe from the filter system. But guess what? I forgot to shut off that button. Let's open it back up so I can stick it on back running again. I forgot to press that to switch it off, and blasted the water straight through, and I've blown the valve's seals again. So that thing is going because it's shit. Perfectly fine on these because it's just a case of opening and closing, but this one, when it's got the pressure of the pump pushing 8,000 to 10,000 litres an hour at it, it blasts it. And then obviously when I want to service the pump to get the leaves out of it, and this, I'll give you an example guys, this lot here, that lot is what came out the inside of the pump, and that's yesterday and Wednesday of this week, sorry, Tuesday and Friday of this week, but we did get some heavy winds, and obviously having the acer over the top, you can see there's the odd, let's see if we're going to zoom in, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, just about there underneath the netting. There is a couple of little leaves that you can see just attaching to the netting. As the wind's blown the tree against the netting, it's just knocked off a couple of leaves, and they've obviously dropped through the net into the pond and then got sucked up through the filter system. So they then get up into here and it reduces the flow, and I know that it's done, so I just take this off, take this off, I get a little bit of a spill out of there, which I normally just block off that with by sticking a piece of cloth in, and then stops all the water from flowing out, and then when I open this back up again, that flows back up and reprimes the pump. But I've got another problem too. This little connection here I've cross-threaded, and when I cross-threaded it it's now made it quite difficult to get it on without cross-threading every time. So I need a new one of these, a new 1.5 inch connection. So I need to go get a new one of these, but I'm not putting another one of these on, and I'm not getting another replacement kit. I'm going to replace it with a ball valve, and that way then, don't know if that, I'm not saying that'll be in this video, but this is just something I need to do, because now when I switch this off and close it off, it literally just pours water out. Not as fast as it would, obviously, but then all my floor's wet through, and I'm getting sick of it. So that's one thing. The next one is, and A&C from, or Chris from A&C has mentioned this every time, and I've total agreement with you, mate. Totally agree that these returns coming out as they are, like that, all together in one cluster, of loads of them, doesn't look right. So I had a chat with a couple of my site managers, and I've come up with an idea, or we've came up with an idea, and now I have, and well, A&C told me about getting a duct. Now this is, in the building trade, this is a air brick. This goes on the back side of the air brick, and it allows the, from the outside it'll look like a terracotta brick, sticks through your cavity of your wall between the brick and the breeze, and then it might have a telescopic one that drops down in like a, you know, let's say it comes down from there, another piece pushes on, comes down, and then through like that for air circulation into your properties. But this, I'm hoping, will fit with a slight bit of an adjustment, and cutting and removing them off. I believe that this will fit all 4 pipes, so that I'll get a return, and then I'm going to slide that underneath so that I have that, like this sort of angle, with just that mouthpiece coming out. So that's another thing I want to have a go at doing. And then the flow will be returning out of what will appear to be one, but it'll actually be all 4, 2 out of each side, because I can get 2 pieces of pipe. Let me show you. These will fit in. This is it's a bit flexible, but I can get 2 of those in there. And the idea then being is 2 side by side, 2 to one, 2 to the other, and then I'll have 4 of them coming out, but trim them back so they're not looking like that, obviously, but so that they're looking more like that. So from the front, it's just going to appear to be flowing out the wall. That being the idea. But it's not going to be all that easy, and I don't fancy getting in that pond because it's chuffing cold. 14 degrees. It's come from last weekend being at 21 to 22 on the 21 on the Saturday and 22 on the Sunday, back down to 14 degrees. The feed has gone off this morning at 10 o'clock, and we're now at 10 past, and there's still about 12 or so pellets, maybe 15 or so pellets, and I'm getting this on a daily. They're not so quick on the food, they're not so quick on the eating of it, and now it's discolouring and tinging the water. This stuff, which at the moment they're on a mix of Takazumi with the Japan mix, but I'm thinking it's time to get some better food, time to change them. But I can't afford the Sakai Kari, man. I mean, I really do wish. There's a lot of fish in there that really need some good size to them, and they need a lot more growth than what they're getting, and that food isn't doing the job at all. Heat would help, but that ain't gonna happen. Not unless I start going up rapid, and I mean rapidly, in subscribers, so that I would be making a little bit more from ad revenue, because I can't afford to heat a pond. Not not with the way things are at present with my employment. So it's a no-go. I will say this much: they're a bit hunkered down a little bit and a little bit grouped up because the temperatures dropped so rapid again. But last week feeding the prawns really did get them geared up and really did get them fired up on the food a bit more. But the temperatures have dropped again, absolutely freezing. Now, if anybody's interested and you fancy living next door to the GKP, that house is for sale. Yeah. My neighbours are got their house on the market and are moving. That'd be cool. Have somebody next door that decided to do a bit of a pond koi keeper as well. How mint would that be? So we'll see what the future brings on that one. I did make some other changes as well. I had it's supposed to be bluegrass, and in fact, there you go. When it's young, it does look like a greeny blue. Yes, not really. It doesn't really look blue at all. But this grass was growing in this pot here and that pot there, but it was 90% of it dead growth with just a little green tuft at the top. Now this has seeded itself in there, so I've just left it so we haven't got a bit of it. But I got some new plants to go outside and go in there. And I also changed up the look of the corner part there. If I don't know if any of you remember or ever noticed, but there used to be a red pot there with a plant in it and those grasses in it. Now the front grass on that one there is a new one I've just put in. The back grass there is some grass that came, believe it or not, came from my great granddad's property that my granddad took over and lived in. When my granddad passed, my dad took a big lump of this stuff and he gave me some, so I've taken that out of the original pot so that we can still keep it growing, and I've got a little bit of something from my great granddad's. And obviously this shed was my grandparents', which is another thing. I want to get this shed repainted up and get this back stained back up again and preserve it. So I've got a few jobs I want to be getting on with, but don't know whether I'm going to be doing very many of them today. But I want to see if I can get this done on that. I think that'd be pretty cool. Get that look like it's all coming out from one. But the other thing is, that comes with this vent. I don't know whether this would be a good idea or not, and it needs a good clean because it's a bit... These vents come with a little grill type thing. Now, obviously, I ain't going to glue that in or try it, but I'm thinking about it, just seeing how much of a difference it would make on the return of the water and whether or not it would create more oxygen on the return. My other downside is anything that comes through there might clog up and it might end up causing more issues, so we'll see. Just want to have a look, see what it does. Yeah, so that's one of the jobs that I want to have a go at doing, and I'm going to get the net back off and I'm going to see if I can do it. But the one thing that I've got a problem with, here's my daughter's dog. Hi Rupert, this is my little sonny's brother. He's stopping with us while my daughter's on holiday. It's been as good as gold. Anyway, that's the shoot. This is the one that fell in the pond a couple of years ago. Well then, we'll go let him back in. But he's same breed as our sonny. Come on, mate. Little cockapoo. So that's him back in. Yeah, there's a little coin here that looks a little bit upset with itself, a bit clamped up. So we're going to bang some treatment in there and all. They're probably really too small to be doing a scrape on, so I might just give it a PP bath and hope that cures its issue for it, or a salt bath, and see if we can get it smarted up a little bit. But for now, that's what I'm going to be getting on with, so I'm going to crack on, get this net back and see what we can do about getting those returns to be coming back all in one. Right guys, so far what we've done, we've removed all this. This is the little filter box that I have underneath, and having these 3 pipes coming out. This was solvent welded on the end of that one there, and this one I still got one on. I need to see if I can get that one off, but basically what I've done is, as you can see there, that's slightly melted. So I warmed up this with the heat gun. I warmed up this pipe till it got squidgy enough. You can see there on the inside there where the mark is. Got it warmed up squidgy enough so that I could slide a screwdriver in it. A flat-headed screwdriver, solvent welded, as you can see. Whilst I'd got it warm enough, I then literally slid the screwdriver in and spun the screwdriver around this way and then around this way, and then just give it a quick tweak, and that broke off the solvent weld. So solvent welded pipes can be separated, guys. Not the easiest of tasks to do, but I managed to do it here without even melting any of this netting, and just lifting it up out of the way and giving it enough to be able to do just what I needed it to do to get that off. So now I'm going to see if it's possible to get these 3 and this one all into that little tube. Let's see what goes on. I'll get back to you in a tick. So guys, as you can hear, the water is running, but we aren't there yet 100%. I just had to pop out, pick up the car, MOT just passed. Not that you needed to know that, but sharing is caring, and as they say and all that. But we've got it. Look at this. I still have some adjustments to do, but I wanted to make sure that I could get this on first before I do. But as you can see there, I've managed to be able to slip that all over all the pipes. So what I need to do now is trim this one down on the inside, because that one is coming out to around about here, which is giving this more like a 2-part flow look to it. And trim these all back, and then I can slide this collar further up towards here, and then hopefully, fingers crossed, we should be good. And I broke my plant. I just told Daz, and Daz said that's not a plant, it's a weed. Apparently it's a weed. But yeah, so far so good. And the other things that we've got to try to do is go out and get some parts if we can to do the other bits. But I think it looks a lot better coming through like that, even with the mixed flow of water returns, than it did with the separated pipes coming individually. So a little bit more tinkering, guys, and I'll show you where we get to. Oh my god, do you ever get those days where you think, I'm going to start a little job? It'll be a piece of cake, it will be easy. It's just a matter of slipping something on something and it'll be easy. Oh, I could do a lot of swearing right now, a real lot. I wish it never started. Although it does look better than it did. I'm not happy with it, and that's not good. Let me spin it around for you. So, we now have the overflow coming back like that, but it ain't straight. I can't get it straight because the pipe on the left hand side, which was protruding, is bigger than the other. It's kind of making it look skew with. So what I am going to do is, for today I can't be asked, but what I am going to do tomorrow is I'm going to warm up this side with the heat gun and lift it till it cools down, and then we should get it looking straight. I'm just going to basically tweak the box because the pipe work underneath makes it appear as if it's not the same shape. But that's way better, coming back in as one singular return. than 4 returns. It looks better than it did. Has it been a pain in the ass? And because, the other bit is, because there's more flow coming out of the main one, we can still kind of tell that we've got 2 lots of flow coming through. Even with the separating chamber that was on the inside, I cut that out. And even with that gone, it still gets, obviously there's more flow. This is double. This is 8,000, this is 4,000. If I slow them down to 4,000 equal, let's have a look. Let's see what that does. There we go, we're in at 4,000. Let's see what it looks like when it slows down a little. And another thing, just out the back of it, it has got a slight drift, but it's driven onto the liner and pulling back in, so I'm not all bothered about that either. And I'm talking about a drip. I've sealed all the back of it in, but I can't be bothered anymore. My hip is killing. Well, it still looks more than it did running at 4. Let's see if we can drop it down right down to 1 and see if it looks the same. I bet it does. I bet it's always going to look different. Yeah, it's still going to look different. Slightly more acceptable, but that's how it'll be running when I go out and go away. Actually looks half decent like that, but I'm not running at just 1,000. So let's turn it back up again, just for shits and giggles. Stay up to 9, see what it looks like then. But it's not straight, it's wonky, and that shit grinds my gears. So, let me know what you think. Do you reckon it looks better? I'd say it looks better from down here. Can you see? It's not straight. Yeah, I'm not happy with that. I'm going to have to take some work off and rebuild it a little bit again. But it's a pain in the ass having a net on. God damn you, Heron. Oh, better than what it was. Getting a lot more movement across the surface as well with it. There we go. That's it. Done. Turning in a blade. Made by yours truly. And I can't get it to go back any further either. That's the maximum I can get it to go back. Because of the first main pipe, which bends just about there where that stone is. So it's slid right back to about here, and that's as much as it can go back without altering shitloads of pipe work. But it's better than what it was. And another thing I've done, I have pegged down my bird feeder just there. You can see a little peg, and that's because the magpies keep coming on it, and they jump up and down and flap around on it. That makes loads of food fall out. They run down onto the netting, stand there on the netting, and they eat it all. Cheeky little sods. The joys, eh? The joys. The joys of messing around with ponds. But I have got, it does give it more flow. So I am happy about that. It looks more appealing to the eye. Not a great deal, but better than what it did. Certainly looks better than 4 pipes sticking out. The next thing I've got to do, which ain't going to be today, is replace the slide valve and replace that top, they call them unions, I think, which attaches the top of the pump, because I've cross-threaded it and I'm replacing this slide valve with a ball valve because I'm sick and tired of having that do that anymore. So that's the next job. Replace the slide valve. I'm going to pick one up tomorrow. I've just got the car back from its MOT, so I can't really do that now. That's going to be a job for tomorrow. Which I'm lying. It's actually going to be a job for picked up tomorrow, but probably done on Monday evening. Yeah, it's not going to be any fun either. The thing is though, I can cut that section out, solvent weld a new piece back in. Ooh, note to self, pick up some more solvent weld because I've got none left. Because I'm going dazzlers tomorrow. We are going down to grade the grow and show with a difference fry and to bang on an air system, and then hopefully we're going to look at manufacturing and making some form of filter systems for all 3 ponds. Just need something small, just something enough to make a good turnover, as they're only tiny little things, and obviously big volume of water. It's not as big as the pond, but they're quite a good, I think they're 3,000 litres, something like that. So I'll get them graded through. Same amount of food going in, or less frying, should push more growth. And then grading them out just for deformities, and if there's anything that looks a bit, compared to anything else that's not grown, then they're going to be not dispatched, they're just going to be moved and saved just to see how they're doing, what they become, you know, in an environment on their own. The deformed ones will be dispatched and disposed of, but the ones that are just smaller, I'm going to move them on, leave the bigger ones in one, and move the smaller ones into somewhere else, and just bang them in with some dazzlers, other stock that we can just see how they grow on, see what they become. Oh no, mate. Everything that could have gone wrong went wrong with that, and it should have been a piece of cake. Anyway, I'm going to get the garden tidied up, and then I'm going to get cracked on with what else I can do. Oh, filter change, that's what I need to do. Filter clean, should I say. Because I'm out tomorrow, so I'm going to get the filter sorted. So I'll be back with you in a bit. Well, good morning guys. How are we doing? Yesterday was eventful, let's say the least. Yeah, I'm not going to go into it. Family shit, as usual, and not my immediate. 11.5 degrees, man. It's 8:10 in the morning. I've got to get Daz's fish out of pond, and I've got to get that down to his house. I completely forgot. Didn't get to finish off, well, I didn't get to do any more with what we were working on, or what I was working on. I'm just going to leave it to be as it is, like that. Might try and tweak it up and straighten it up a little bit, but as for the new return, which the new return now, see what I mean about it having that fuel effect? It's still better than what it was. Certainly getting a lot more movement. Look at all the protein I've got on top of pond. These guys, look at them, hunkered down. It's freezing, guys. This is just, it's no good, this, up and down in temperatures. 11.7 degrees here. And in the pond, we're at 13.9 degrees. 13.9. From 22 last weekend, back down to 13. The fish don't know whether they're coming and going, man. I reckon Dazzle's fish, which is down there in that cluster of them up there, I reckon Dazzle's fish will be chuffed to bits to get out of bloody Yorkshire. Because we ain't liking this temperature, that is for sure. Now what we've got to do is the nightmare of removing the netting to catch the damn fish, so that I can bag it up and get it down to Dazzle's for him. And then when I get in the car and get myself down there, I'll pick it back up and we'll carry on and do a little bit down there of the grading. So I'll get back to you in a bit, guys. How's it going, guys? We're here, Dazzle's Sky Farm. I've got to grab his fish out of the boat with the car and get that down to him. So bear with us a bit while I get this down and down into Dazzle's Sky Farm for him, and we get it situated in one of his ponds, whichever it's going in. He says, with the boat needs unlocking. Let's have a quick nosy. There it is. Travel safe, boxed up, bagged up, and another bag of air outside of it to stop it from being able to move. But yeah, looks absolutely cock on. Let's get that down there for Daz. Right, they're down here somewhere. I think they're going to be in the polytunnel. They may have started the grading with us, or be without us, should I say. So let's go see what they're up to, or where they're up to. Look at this signage here on the door. Top secret, GKP only. Top secret, GKP only.
Waiting for it.
Very
Secrets.
no idea what's going on.
Don't tell him.
Something's happening.
We're just controlling water boatmen at the minute.
Oh, we got a lot of them again.
Beetles.
We got fish up there on desk, Daz. On desk, on table.
I think that's something jumped out.
No, in the up back the other polytunnel. Oh, look at all this. Look at this compartmentation. That was a mouthful. Separation boards.
Yeah, you see all the Daphnia against the net.
Yeah,
Millions
there's
of them.
loads of them. A lot of small ones again, isn't there?
Yeah.
So,
But guys,
Daz has been busy.
where's the blanking weed gone?
I know, it's mint, isn't it?
Yeah.
All you need is
Yeast.
yeast. All you need is yeast.
And that one was terrible with it. Yeah, it's crystal clear.
That's nuts. Well, there you go, guys. There's a bit of an unexpected result. Feeding the Daphnia, which you can see against all that. Oh, I don't know if you will be able to actually. I don't know if you can see them, but there's absolutely tons of Daphnia in there. You can see them. Oh, there we go. You can see all the little dots up against the white. but there's loads and loads in there. And Daz has been feeding them yeast, and that's got rid of all the blanket weed.
For now.
Yeah.
It'll
For
probably
now
get
anyway,
lost
yeah.
next
Yeah, I've
to
just
it in a
noticed
while.
this little bit down there.
I very much doubt
You're
that Daz's
crazy,
extreme
incredible.
rare strain of blanket weed can be put off forever.
It's tough stuff.
Let's get this fish sorted. There we are, guys. Daz's is in there now, acclimating, and he's keeping it in this pond because this pond stays nice and clear all the time. So let's have a look. So we'll unzip it so you can see. And if he needs to get regular updates of it, there we go. Loads of little torsi there from Daz's koi farm from last year's spawn. If anybody's interested in anybody wants any of them, there's tons of them. And there it is for now. Leave it in there tackling it for a while, but it's going to be in there and be the big boy in the tank. Leave that tackle, mate. As you heard on the Thursday Night Live, Daz's ponds are rather full. Look at that, they're brimming. We're filling this one, which overflowed into this one, which overflowed into garden. So they all got a little bit more water than they should have done, shouldn't they, Dan?
Yeah.
Just a touch.
There was a heron circling around this morning.
Was there?
Yeah, I put the garden, it landed on the big trees at the back. Kept landing in there, kept flapping hands until eventually it circled around the lawn for a few minutes and pulled it off that way.
Oh, let's hope that don't come back.
I think that's why these aren't coming up for food. I think it's spooked them.
Yeah.
Normally they're straight up.
And they're big fish as well, I know those, aren't they? They're not small in there. Oh, there was one's coming up there then. But they're not like as switched on as what they normally are they?
Right.
Let's have a look at what's been going on in here then. So as I was saying to you guys, what we're going to do is grade through as fry. Look, we now have Daz's section, Vicky's section, and Gaz's section.
As always, Gaz gets the added aeration in his end, so his will go faster.
So we've got them, so any that we do drop out, because we don't know exactly what they're going to do, we have an area for all of this fish to go. So we can see, obviously any deformities are going to get dropped out and dispatched. But anything that's, we're unsure or slow growers, they're going to get a secondary growth chance, because you never know. All those that have been selecting and grading through the fish and dispatching them all, might have got rid of the one that might be the one. So we're going to have a backup for just in cases.
Yes. Last chance saloon.
Yeah. Right then, let's crack on.